Hello, we're here to answer, through this video, which forces act on a paper plane. Alright, and I have a special guest with me, the hang glider. LOL. Okay, so, when you're flying your paper plane, you take it, hold it in your hand, you're pressing your fingers on the body somewhere, because yesterday we learned about the parts of a plane. You're holding the body. You have your wings aligned properly. You have your fins angled the way you want. You have your nose pointy as ever. Okay. And so you take your plane and you throw it. All right. And if you were able to see mine, it flies up, hangs there, and then sinks. Bummer. But there are forces acting on the plane. Lots of them. Some of them act throughout the entire flight. Some of them are acting on the plane only briefly. Okay, so what are the flights? Let's start with our horizontal forces. Okay, and the horizontal forces are up and down. Horizontal forces are left and right. Scratch that. Horizontal, left and right. Just like the horizon, when the sun comes up over the horizon of the earth, it doesn't come up from the side, it comes up from the bottom. Okay, so it comes over the horizon. Horizon is horizontal. Okay, and so we have a plane. And if it's angled, in our case, the tail end of the plane is to the left, the nose is flying to the right, and so the plane is designed to go from left to right. All right, and so we have one force. What makes the plane go? Okay, well, if it's a paper plane, it's us throwing it. Okay, so that throwing it gives it a forward motion. That is called thrust. Okay, and we'll make our horizontal forces, let's say in red. Okay, thrust. Okay, so the thrust comes from us throwing the plane forward. Okay, throwing it, thrust. That is one of the forces acting on it. Okay, but what you find is that after you throw your plane might slow down. Okay? What causes that plane to slow down? Well, it's that pesky little backwards force here. All right? And it's so many engineers are trying to figure out how to make that force very, very small. But this force kind of goes by two names. What slows our plane down? Well, what is the plane interacting with? The plane is interacting with the air. And so this backwards force has two names. It has air resistance, and it's also known as drag. Okay? Air resistance or drag. And what does that come from? It comes from the air slowing our plane down. That's redonkulous. Let's make that a little smaller. A little bigger. There we go. The air resistance. It is drag, and it is the air slowing our plane down. That is where it comes from. Air resistance, drag, it's the air slowing our plane down. So it's kind of like as you move your hand back and forth very, very fast, you can actually feel wind. Okay, well, that wind is constantly batting up against your plane, and it just makes it go slower. Okay, thrust makes it go forward. Air resistance or drag makes your plane go backwards, or in most cases, it makes us go slower. Okay, so those are our horizontal forces. Okay, because they are on the horizon. Okay, those are our horizontal forces. Then you have your up and down forces that act on your plane. Those are our vertical forces, up and down. Yeah, let's tie in a little bit of math here. Horizontal force, we could also say, kind of like our our x axis on a graph. Math, up and down. Yeah, horizontal, it's kind of like our x-axis. Vertical is like our y-axis, up and down. That's also a nice way to help us remember. So horizontal forces will be in blue, and they are the forces that are acting up and down on your paper plane. Let's start with the force that helps us stay in the air. So once your plane is thrown, how does it stay in the air? Well, that force is called lift. All right. Lift occurs pretty much as you throw your plane. There's wind, there's air, that is. So if you have your plane, there's glare. Let's try that. So you have your plane, all right? And then you have, here, let's go grab the paper plane that I threw. You have your plane, you have your wings, right? So you have air that is above your wings, and you have air that is below your wings. As your plane is moving, the air on top of the wings and the air below the wings actually move at different speeds. And because of that difference in speed, your wings actually can help keep your plane in the air. Okay? So the lift comes from moving air, but the lift is wings. You can kind of say the wings pushing air up or down. We can kind of simplify it that way. Oh boy, we need some more space here. That's not what I wanted to do. We'll do that, and let's make it 30. That makes it a little bit better. Down, down. Make you 30. There we go. So the wings kind of push the air up and down. In our case, it's the wings kind of pushing down on the air. Oh, come on. There you go. So the lift is the wings pushing air up or down. And in this case, the wings push the air down to help the air stay, or to help the airplane stay up in the air. So we push down, or the wings push down on the air for the plane to stay up. Okay? Lift keeps it up. What pulls our plane down? Well, same thing as MJ. What pulled MJ down? Gravity. What pulls our plane down? Same thing. Gravity. And the Earth is responsible for the gravity that we feel, mainly. Gravity, Earth pulls plane down. Okay. Those are our forces that are acting on our plane. You have thrust, you have air resistance or drag, you have lift, and you have gravity. All four of those forces are responsible for keeping your plane in the air or taking your plane out of the air and making it come back to the ground. Have a great one, guys.